What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What the f happened?
What just happened? I'm Dan. That's Kiznbelle. That's Jules. And today we're here to talk the season finale of season 1 of Silo called Outside. Real quick, before we get into it, we're coming up on 2,000 subscribers. Once we hit 2,000, we're going to give away 3 months of Regal Unlimited. If you want a chance to win, just subscribe. There's a chance we can do it this week, so we'll be giving it away pretty soon. Okay, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. We did a live before this, making some predictions. I was wrong about a couple, but we ultimately got it right. There are multiple silos. The final shot we see, there's too many to count. They're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. And Jules is safe. We'll talk about why later. But thoughts? How was that reveal for you guys?
Because we were talking so much about extra silos being out there, I wasn't fully surprised that there were a bunch of silos. Actually, it looks a lot more than I thought there was going to be out there. There was a ton.
Yeah, that's kind of what my thoughts are. Like, I was expecting like maybe 1 or 2. Like, there's like 40 silos out there.
I didn't
So
expect them
many.
to be that close. Like, they were
Right
right
next to each other.
Tim, we were talking pre-show, and that makes, you said like the big door that George was talking about is probably connecting the silos.
It's got to be. Yeah.
And that would make so much sense because they're so close together.
That gives us the answer of what that key fob was, the number 18. Maybe their number 18 silo. It's probably the case at this point. It's probably their
That makes
designation.
sense.
I think that tells us that he is in talks with other people from other silos. I think
100%.
that's a definite at this point. This episode was wild. I was hoping that we would get something big, and we got something big. All right. So overall, I was pretty satisfied, and this season is now a win for me.
I think there were definitely like some slower episodes, but I really liked it. I think they revealed like a good amount of information for us to ponder on before season 2 comes out.
We'll have to make some predictions at the end of this to see if we can figure out where Juliet is heading next. All right, let's get into it. Juliet just saw this image that she believes to be real, which of course we find out later that it's not real. You know, we said that last week because of the bird formation. She says,
We're being lied to. Everyone has to see this.
Everyone who?
Everyone.
and she's talking with Danny, the redhead, and with Patrick. She's like, well, if you don't leave, they're going to come after you anyway. Bernard's going to figure out that we're here eventually. And Danny agrees, so they decide to move on. There was a team that was already sent there to go get them, but they had left already. And the mayor and Sims are basically panicking, trying to locate them at this point. But then Sims gets a message.
Mr. Sims, a message came through from one of your agents.
And it says, during the search of Juliet Nichols' apartment, Deputy Paul Billings approached and requested entry. It was denied. So Sims goes to see Billings right away.
I don't blame Sims for kind of freaking out, especially about his family.
Like, it showed, yep, he's not on Juliet's side at all. Like, he wasn't turning.
That's one thing I'm definitely going to take the L on. I mean, it could happen eventually. Maybe eventually down the line he'll turn, but
Honestly,
he's
I
not
don't think
turning
he
right
will
now.
at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? Yeah, I mean, he was
No,
pissed.
that was some real anger.
Did you find anything that might explain why she went to my apartment threatening to kill my wife and my son?
Like,
Yeah, he was legitimately pissed. Then Sims notices Billings having tremors.
I can't help but notice your hands. You're holding your right and your left. Why is that?
Basically just calls him out for having the syndrome. But then the security team finds their location on level 126. They find them. They even find them on camera. And then Patrick goes and breaks it. But they manage to complete their objective in getting the video of the display on every screen in the silo.
Oh shit.
What?
They're linking screens.
Shut your eyes, all of you!
Which they do for 10 seconds, maybe a little less
Yeah, it
than
wasn't
that.
very long.
Something like
I was
that.
gonna say, like, how many people do you think actually saw that?
I guess a couple thousand, maybe. If there's 10,000
Like, it had
of them.
to at least be a significant amount, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in that silo.
I think there's definitely going to be repercussions of this, of everyone seeing the video. And I think maybe it'll even cause an uprising next season. It was enough. It wasn't on there long, but even the guys in the security room were looking at it like awestruck. Like, did you see their face when they were looking at it? They're like,
When he was
"What
like,
is
cover your
this?"
eyes, turn around, cover your eyes.
Yeah.
Shut your eyes, all of you! Shut your eyes! Shut your eyes! Turn around!
He even tells Sims, Robert, he hits him with the Robert when he's upset. Makes them all shut their eyes. He puts in this code and manages to shut it down, but they did what they wanted to do. And at this point, Juliet thinks that's real. She's probably
But
pretty
can we
happy
just take
right
a
now.
second to talk about Patrick and the freaking watch.
Go with him.
No, wait, hey, we're about to watch.
You freaking kidding?
All
you
hell's
shut
breaking
up
loose.
about the watch.
Yeah, all hell's breaking loose. They're literally getting chased down right now by the mayor's goons. He's like, "Yo, let me get that watch."
He's like, you
Yeah.
promised. You promised
Yeah.
me.
I mean, she
Yeah.
did, to be fair.
It's true. It's true.
So then the mayor says
What you have just seen, you will unsee.
he doesn't want anybody thinking about or talking about what they just saw. He wants to just say, "You're gonna forget about this, and we're gonna move on." And then he figures out that Juliet is using the trash chute to get up and down
Where is she? She's in the trash chute. That's how she's getting around.
because she's getting up and down way too quick. You can't get from
Mhm.
this level to that level that quickly
Yeah.
without using the trash chute. So that's
Has
what
to
she's
be.
doing. Figures it out, puts the call in. Of course, they see her down there. And then how about this tactic of just throwing like
Right?
air conditioners? And what is that they're throwing
That
at
was
her?
savage.
Yeah.
They were like, all right, well, here you go. Good luck.
That was crazy how she didn't get hurt by that. You know, she falls down the chute, lands, barely gets out of the way because it's
Right.
mechanical. They're gonna take after her and,
Like you're
make
telling
sure.
me she didn't land on anything that like fucked her up a little bit. Like
I
she
know.
got real lucky that someone was standing right there.
So yeah, she's in mechanical. And before she has time to lick her wounds, we find out that one of the people there already told the mayor that she's here.
There is nowhere that we could hide her they wouldn't find. They tear mechanical apart. Everybody in the down deep would pay the price.
So the mayor and Sim show up. They got her. She's caught,
Mhm.
cuffed me. It kind of sucks. I was like, all right, that's where our journey ends with her on the run. That really was
Yeah.
annoying.
So I thought when she got to mechanical, she was gonna go down into the water, like to find what was behind that big door.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm a
I
little
was
disappointed
expecting
she
that.
didn't do that.
I said it over and over during our live stream that I thought that we were going to get the reveal, but I still think we kind of
Yeah.
did get the reveal in that there's
yeah.
silos everywhere, because what else could that door lead to? It's got to be something like that.
Yeah. I think that tells us really all we need to know about that.
Yeah, true. So we kind of did get the answer. Then the mayor and Juliet are alone, and she's like,
Silo,
People can handle the truth.
I wish I shared your optimism.
so he puts her in shackles, and he's like, I got a proposal for you.
In order to prevent rebellion and severe judicial repercussions for your friends down deep, I need you to stop saying you didn't ask to go outside and waive your right to a judicial hearing.
And she doesn't care about any of that. She just says, just tell me what happened to George. And he can do one better for her. He's going to show her. So then we see walking down and talking to herself that she's all she's got.
She was talking to her about the heat tape, and Judge Meadows was like, well, your guys is way better anyways. Apparently, mechanical gets the good heat tape, and IT, who builds the suits, gets the bad heat tape.
And we see that comes in handy later on. And this was the first time Walk had left mechanical in 25 years. And she needed to go.
25 years and then finally leaves. That's how much she loves her.
I know.
That's-
I was so
That's
proud.
such a
I was
good
cheering her on
friend
the whole
right
time.
there.
So the mayor and Sims are now taking Juliet somewhere. We'll find out in a second. And they talk, and Sims is worried that she's going to share what she sees with people, and that'll cause issues. And the mayor's like, we made a deal. Everything's going to be all right. So they bring her into this control room setup that they have. And Sims says,
Put a surveillance of George Wilkins on the stairs.
and we see what happened with George. And it's sad. He did, in fact, take his own life.
Yeah,
that
but
was
he
sad.
also did that for Juliet, though. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't want her to get caught if they like torture it out of me and who I was working with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. He was looking out for her, and that really affected her seeing that. You know, she kind
Yeah,
of breaks
I can
down.
imagine.
She doesn't really have time to deal with it because now they're measuring up for her suit because she's getting set out to clean. So Juliet's father comes to see her. It's a pretty sad moment. She can't be real with him.
Why'd you say you wanted to go out? Was it something I could...
She can't tell him the truth that she didn't say she wants to go outside
Yeah.
because of this deal they made. She just has to compliment his cooking, and they say their goodbyes. May or may not be the last time they ever see each other. We'll see. And then the mayor pulls Lucas into his office. Poor Lucas. He gets sent to the mines for 10 years as punishment.
Lucas, you'll go to the mines. 10 years.
He won't be able to see the lights anymore in the mines. So that sucks. So then Shirley and Juliet say their goodbyes, but as she does so, she gets this box from Shirley, and we see a note in there. And the note says, you wanted the truth. The truth is I love you. Have no fear. They're good in supply. And then Juliet and the mayor are talking, and she's just asking them again about the display.
You know the display is a lie. So why don't you just tell people that it's okay to go outside?
And what about this big door? Are you going to tell people about that? And he says,
The founders left us with many mysteries.
and then he lets her know that she made a record for drawing the most people to watch a cleaning. She says she won't clean. He doesn't believe her. Everybody says that.
I won't clean.
Nobody intends to, but they always do.
So her last wish was granted, though. She got the badge back from Holston that says truth, and we'll see that come into play towards the end. And then as Juliet puts her suit on, we see the heat tape being applied. And they did a Breaking Bad thing where you zoom in on something or you focus on something for a little bit too long that you know it means something and that it's important. Yeah, that's what ultimately saves her life. We'll see where she goes from there, but because they put that heat tape from Walk around her, it was able to seal correctly and save her from the toxic outside. And then she gets to say her last words, and they're pretty badass.
Juliet Nichols, have you any last words?
I'm not afraid.
I really like that. Stay
Okay.
true.
Yeah, I think she had Bernard shook with that one.
Yeah, for sure. And then we get to the scene, guys. She is heading outside. As she goes outside, she notices that bird formation flies by again
Mhm.
and says to herself,
The display is a lie.
she might be thinking that she's kind of screwed in this moment. Yeah, she might not feel too great about it. So she walks up to the camera, does a cool wool drop, drops it.
Ah.
I'm not cleaning.
Yes.
Screw this. That's when the mayor starts to get a little scared. Yeah, don't worry. She won't make it past the tree. She falls over, but then she puts the badge down on what she thought was a rock, and it's like a hologram. It's not real. Really badass scene. And then to
Oh,
me,
yeah.
that was a mind-blowing moment.
It seems more like VR than like a hologram.
Yeah,
I feel
true.
like it
yeah.
has to be some
So,
kind
yeah.
of virtual reality.
Yeah, so it's definitely the headset that's doing it then, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So then Sims is confused. We know it's the heat tape that's wrapped around her, keeping her alive. But Sims is confused. He wants to know what's going on, says something to the mayor, but the mayor leaves. He takes that 18 key fob, goes into some door that we'll see where he's going. I think he's going to talk to some council or something along those lines. Everyone's so confused how she's still alive. No one's ever seen anyone get this far before. And as we see her standing on the hill, we get the reveal that there are silos everywhere.
Mhm.
And that's how the season ends. So I thought that was such a cool final shot. I couldn't be happier with that final shot.
That was really cool.
It's just so crazy how many there are, which gives you an
Yeah.
idea that back in the past, they were clearly planning for this disaster event for quite some time to have this many silos built next to each other. It's crazy. The possibilities are endless now. So, you
Yeah.
know, what does she do?
So question. So was the secret that there are multiple silos? Why wouldn't they want people to know about that?
That's a good
They
question.
probably
You know what
want
I
them. It's
mean?
probably control. They want them to think that there's a
I guess
special
that's
one.
true.
This is all
like
there is. Like I don't know.
That makes sense. It totally makes sense. But like I'm not really sure I understand why they're doing that.
I think if they think there's other places, then they'll be like, "Well, I want to go to that silo," or you know,
That
it's
makes
gonna
sense.
be.
It's gonna be harder to keep everyone on the
Yeah.
same.
I think they
Same
want to keep
page.
them like isolated and in their whatever their rules are. They want to keep them controlled under their strict rules.
Yeah.
The small
Yeah.
amount of people. But yeah, it's not like those silos were built in like a day. I mean that's a
Yeah.
lot of
That was
time.
definitely a long plan.
A lot of planning went into that.
Yeah.
And it just makes you think like that means whoever's in charge of each silo definitely knows what happened in the past that led to this moment.
Yeah, they
that
have to
information.
communicate with each other somehow.
Yeah, I do have a feeling that there is a possibility that there are people who have had this information passed down and there's a general knowledge of what happened to lead them
Yeah.
here. That's a possibility. And that'd be really cool if we eventually got that answer. That's
That's what
an
I wanna know.
overarching. Yeah,
I
I
feel
think
like
that would be.
they're definitely going to give that to us eventually.
We got a big answer this season. I mean, to show that it really is
Yeah.
toxic outside. It's a barren landscape. To show that that's actually true, but there's silos all over the place. So
Mhm.
many of them, and they're definitely in contact. That's what the 18 key fob is all about for sure. And Bernard is in contact with somebody else for sure. And I
Yeah.
think there's probably an underground tunnel system that can get you from one silo to the next, since they don't want people walking across that landscape because it's very dangerous to do so. and
Right,
Juliet's gonna
right.
have to find her way inside somewhere pretty soon. So I don't know, like, or is one of them just gonna take her in?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what is she just gonna like knock on the door? Like,
Right.
hello,
And would they let her in?
someone let me in. I'm gonna die.
That would be like against what they stand for, unless
Yeah.
she happens upon a silo that's already revolted and already took over. Yeah.
Do you think that there are like different rules in different silos? There would probably have to be, right? Because I can't imagine that there isn't a single silo where like the people took over.
Oh, for sure. There's got to be at least one where the people took over. And it'd be
Oh, yeah.
cool if that's where she finds herself, because then she gets to a place with like-minded people. And to them, she's going to be like a total badass for being the one person that can escape, that we know of. Maybe there are more, to escape from her
Yeah.
silo and make it safely to another one. So that would open up a lot of cool doors. I hope they go down that path.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So do you guys think that we're gonna see any of these characters again in next season? Like, do you think they're
Yeah.
gonna continue with the story inside this silo as well as where Juliet's going?
Yeah, I think there'll be both.
Yeah, probably. Because I would think that maybe, okay, if that tunnel does lead to the other one, if Julia finds a way into a silo,
Think
and
she's
then
gonna come
finds
back?
maybe
Oh,
sneak attack.
wow.
What? That would be wild.
That'd be cool. She goes
That
somewhere
would be
that
really
already
cool. Yeah.
that already knows about all this. I hope she goes
Maybe
somewhere and
somehow
it's
she gets
friendly.
like a message to like Billings or something.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He like helps
Maybe
her
that
get
probably
in.
helps her. I mean, she probably, if she does find another silo to get into, she has to find something to get into. She's not going to survive out there forever. So if she does, then she might try to find a way back to be like, haha. Especially if she makes it back, everybody in the whole silo is going to be like, oh, she
Yeah.
went to clean.
Like, I'm sorry,
How is she
weren't you
here?
dead?
Mhm.
Yes. Everybody dies. Then they'll be thinking everybody else is alive out there. Then they'll be like, everything's a lie. And there'll be a whole
Yeah,
new
absolutely.
rebellion.
Can't wait to see it. I am in on this show now. I think it's definitely made our rotation, Jules. What do you think of
Yeah.
what just
No,
happened
I would
shows?
agree.
Yeah, it was a fun ride. So I was satisfied with the ending. I think they gave us enough answers and they set up season 2 brilliantly. And now I'm
Yeah.
excited. We'll see how it
I'm
goes.
excited to see everyone's theories on season 2.
Mhm.
Yeah, drop some theories on season 2. If you guys want us to do a video on those theories, we will. So leave
Yeah,
all your
absolutely.
craziest comments below. Yeah, what do you think's going to happen next? Where's Juliet going to go? What is going to happen now to the crew that's left behind? Juliet's father, Billings, Sims, even the mayor. What's their storyline? What's going to happen with them? Everybody down a mechanical. There's a lot left. Lucas, like there's
yeah.
a lot of things that could happen. So what do you think? Let us know below. Thanks so much for watching. And in 2 weeks, we're going to start covering the Afterparty season 2. So catch up now and watch it with us together. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Your trouble started at conception. Your parents weren't supposed to have children. But accidents happen.